to my channel. For today's video I will show you my March wrap-up. I have read 4 physical books and 2 arcs. I will start with the 4 physical one. So for March, my 4 physical books are 3 fantasies and 1 dark romance, but a funny one. So first of all, I have the Book of Azrael. I've talked about this in one of my previous video. This is the art cover. The book is the first one in the God and Monsters series. It's about Samkiel / Liam and Diana. Diana is a monster and Samkiel is a god. He's like the king of the gods. He was not exiled, he chose to stay where his people was like years and years and years ago, while his people went on another planet. So that planet is where Diana is, and Diana is a type of creature that the angel and celestial whatever, they thought it was extinct. They thought they were all dead, so it's a shock for them to see her and the other people like her. And it's a story about her and him and becoming friends and then lovers. There's a whole mystery because they're looking for the Book of Azrael. Samkiel thinks it doesn't exist, but Diana and like her boss, they really set on the thought that it does exist, and it's something like super powerful, and the person who will have this book will probably be like the boss of all the world. It's like that powerful. So it's about them looking for that book and a lot of adventures. I don't remember what I rated this book. I think it was 4-star. I will put this on the screen. So that was my first book. The next book is A Dark and Drowning Tide. I've talked about this in a reading vlog. I finished this book in that video. I will still talk about that if you haven't seen this video. It's about Lorelai and Sylvia. Lorelai goes on like an expedition with 5 other people, and Sylvia is one of them. They go with Lorelai's mentor. She's like the boss for the expedition. All those people come from a different place, but Lorelai is like from a place that people don't love. So she's hated for like no other reason than where she's from. Every person has like a specialty. She's a folklorist. She is, I don't remember the name, but she's in charge of like knowing the wild loot. It's like the folks of this place, like the creatures a little bit. So she knows how to talk to them, how to interact with them, what they do. There's also a naturalist and like others. And the story is about the mentor. She dies like at the start of the expedition. It's not a spoiler, it's literally on the back. So she dies, and now the expedition has to continue. They are looking for like a magical thing that's super powerful, and the king wants that. So the king told Lorelai, you have to continue the expedition. So now they have to go, and she is also trying to guess who murdered her mentor. So it's a story about that, and also about like their friendship love story kind of. It's a sapphic book, so this these are two women. Um, I was a bit disappointed about that book. You can see that in my reading vlog. Um, I think I gave that like 3.5 stars, but I would still recommend it. It was fun. Um, it was not like a super high fantasy, so I didn't have to like think a lot with this. So that's it. The next book is Sight and Sparrow. It's the last book in the Rugnus love trilogy. It's about Fionn, like the third brother, the younger one, and Rose. So if you know this series, it's about like serial killers, but in a funny way. So in this one, Rose is the serial killer, Fionn is a doctor. Rose works in a circus. She is with like the tarot cards, and she's also in like the big like bubble with the motorcycle, like the she just has to not die. So she targets like bad men to kill, and the first one in this, it turns bad, and now her leg is broken. Everything actually like goes to shit every time she tries to someone, and when her leg broke, she goes to a clinic, and this is where Fionn works, so he's trying to save her, and then it's just a story about them becoming friends, falling in love. Fionn also asks her to move into his house, so they live together, and it was just really fun. I would recommend this, but like in the normal order of the series, so third. I think I gave this 4 stars. I'll also put this on the screen. Check the trigger warnings. It's a dark romance, so you know, dark. But yeah, I had fun reading that, and it was my most liked book for all this month. I didn't have a super great reading month, so this was my favorite one. My last book of the month is The Poisoner. I will talk about the arcs after, but this book I've finished it like yesterday, so it was my last one. It's about Alina, which is the poisoner, and Silas, which is like creature, and Alina is, well, she's the poisoner, so she makes poison, but it's not like her main job. She has an, I'll put the word this but there, but an apothecary. She's like a pharmacist of sorts. So she works there, and she also makes poison and sell that to like women who again, like in the other book, she targets like bad men. So it's about her trying to like create a new poison because she discovers like a new creature, but this creature doesn't die with like all the poison that she's trying on the creature. It's actually, it was nice, but it's dark, so check the trigger warnings again. I was a bit disappointed by the ending. It was like, it cut short. We just know everything at the end, things that we probably wouldn't have guessed, like, oh, and this happened, and this happened, and we're like, how were we supposed to know that? There's some things that are easy to guess, but some that were like, what the hell? So yeah, it's about her and her like love story kind of with Silas, and her trying to like look for a new poison, and there's also like someone stalking her, but like not who we think it is, because like after 2 chapters we know who it is, but like there's someone else and we just have to guess who it is because she doesn't know and we don't know. And Alina also has a best friend, so she's also in the stories. She's like this bubbly person, and Alina is like the black cat. She's like always wearing black, and that's it. I gave this like 3.75. Like I said, the ending was like a bit and it's a series. I didn't know that. The second book is not out yet. I don't know how many there'll be, but this was the first book, so that's it. So for my ARC reads, I've read Trial of Bronze and Blood and Immortal Origins, Chronicle of the Immortal Trials, Book 1. So the first one, Trial of Bronze and Blood, I give this one 3.5 out of 5. It's about Drusilla, and one of her like best friend when she was young, Marcus. It was like kind of her first love, so it's a second chance romance, but they were never together at the beginning, so it's a bit like weird. She is like not an assassin, but kind of, for an organization. He was in this too, but he took off. And the story begins with him running into her like 6 years after, and she's with a friend, and like something happens, so they have to go. He's like, forget what you had to do, just come with me. And she's like, what? And then they go, but like something happened, but it's like her reaction with what happens is like, what? How did you not how did you not react more to this? And it's just a bit weird. So that was one of my critiques when reading this book. Now they have to go to this other place where he like works. He works for a king, and now there's like a trial where they are, but there's like other people coming for that, and like she has to train the king because there's like 1 week before the trial and is like unprepared for everything. I think there's like three trials. One is like a fight. The second one is like a race with like horses, and the third one is a maze with clues. So it's like the story about her and just trying to reconnect with Marcus and training the king, but then something happens and everything changes. And it was long for a week, but like a lot of things happened, and there's kind of a mystery because people are against the king, so they're trying to see who's against them, but inside the king's palace kind of. So it was good. It was easy to read. The ending was a bit like everywhere, and it also felt like mush of like a lot of stories. There's things that are too similar to the Hunger Games, so that was a bit weird, but overall the story was good, and I will probably read the next one. The second arc is Immortal Origins. This is the first book in the Chronicles of the Immortal Trials. This book is about Ambrose. She's like a servant. She works in a palace and she has a twin brother who's like in the army. They're not supposed to know each other. Their parents like did something and now they're like condemned to be like below everyone. She has to work there, so something happened and she's supposed to be killed, but then she enters the like championships. She gives her name to the gods and she says, I'm gonna be a champion. So this happens and this like gives her an immunity of some sort. People can't harm her outside of the like battle practice. So now Acadian, like the prince, has to train her, help her. Oh no, he's not the prince. He's like, oh yeah, he's the prince, but he's like the brother of the king, and they all have powers like given by gods. There's like a whole thing at the beginning of the book where it's like these are the gods, these are this is that, and these are like the human, but like I'll put it on the screen if I can. Yeah, and it's about like him having to watch her because it's like an order given by something even higher than the king, and he has to train her. A lot of things happens because what she did in the first place to be executed after, people are mad about that, so they are again trying to kill her. And then it's just about her having to train her new like abilities with her magic and trying to understand how it works, and it's like really new and she's like so fragile, but like her magic is so like a pro level that people take like years to get to that level. So you know, it's like fantasy, but like fantasy. And then it's her having to go in the championship trial thing. There's never been a winner for, like, in all the years that it exists, so she's gonna be the first one to win. You know, it's fantasy. It's just about her having to go in this, and maybe she's gonna die, maybe not, and it's just a bunch of things that we're gonna say like, it can't happen, and then it just happens. This book was not my favorite one. It's just a bunch of anything and everything and just put there, and it's a book, but it did entertain me. It was not badly written, it was good, but not my favorite one. I did give this 4 stars. Oh, 3.75. But yeah, it was just strange. Just a lot of things that just can't happen. So this was my wrap up for March. Let me know what you have read or what you want to read for April. I will do a TBR for my April reads in not too long, so stay tuned for that, and I hope you'll have a good day. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!